Hello everybody, my name is CJ Heineman, your host for the Most of the Post, the show in which we talk about life after graduation. We will be looking at a different major each week, talking with two mystery guests about their life after graduation, including their struggles and successes. This week, our first episode, we will be showing the theater major. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Our first guest is a graduate from the class of 2019, with a concentration in musical theater and a voice to show it. Her infectious personality draws many towards her. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Drea Santilli. Hey Drea, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Alright, so Drea is from the class of 2019, very recent graduate, and we're going to be talking to her about just giving her some questions about life after graduation and what she's been up to. Would you mind telling everybody your major?
I did theater with a concentration in musical theater.
So, right after graduation, how would you say your life has been so far afterwards?
Oh God, my life after graduation, it's been, so your senior year of college, you're doing everything. I mean, I was taking, I think, 24 credits, and then afterwards, you don't really have a schedule or anything. You have to make your own schedule. You have to find your own job. You have to make yourself busy, because it's going to be really weird to go from being so busy to not being busy at all. So I've been keeping busy.
I know how that feels. I'm currently taking 15 credits and I'm struggling. I'm not looking forward to the rest of the years. But would you say that it was more difficult as you increased in the classes towards your senior year, or since you most likely have more stuff that you enjoyed, did it become easier?
My classes, I'd say at sophomore and junior year was probably the hardest, especially junior year. I took some really complicated, there's a class called professional development that I don't know if they offer anymore, but it was taught by Cheryl Williams, and she's an amazing theater professional. She does a lot of work in Philly. She was in Silver Linings Playbook, but she really whipped us all into shape. By your senior year, the classes aren't hard. You just have a lot of coursework because you have to do a senior project and stuff.
Alright, that makes sense. I guess that's mainly just your final push towards getting out there afterwards.
Yeah, you're trying to develop yourself as a professional too your senior year, so it's not much of a focus on like schoolwork, but where are you going in your professional life?
Okay. Well, keeping on the subject of classes, out of everything that you've taken, what would you say prepared you the most for your post-grad life?
That's a really good question. So what prepared me the most, I would say, is professional development. It taught you about headshots, the right kind of resume, the right kind of monologues to do, how to present yourself in those kind of rooms. And Cheryl was amazing because she's done it. I mean, it's great to learn from someone who's actually been there and who's done it her entire life. And we also do a senior showcase. We did my year. And in it, we got to do one-on-ones with Michael Dean Morgan, who teaches a couple classes now. And he really helped too. It's just developing the resume and learning how to audition and learning how to carry yourself in the real world instead of being like a manic, crazy musical theater major,
So it seems like this is very hands-on, both in the audition set, like in the audition parts and the formatting everything beforehand.
Yeah. You got to book before you can do like the real work.
Do you think that the Masters is beneficial for your field?
Yes, I really do. So at Rowan, they tell you should take like a little bit of a break before you get your master's, because then you can get into better programs. But the real thing, you're not going to school to get a degree in theater. You're going for the training, and that's really important. So when you go to Rowan, you're going because you want to be trained by these amazing professionals. So you're going to do that with your master's program too. You're going to look who's teaching these classes, who can I learn from, who's the best in the business. So it's all about training. If you need more training, go for your master's. If you're booking, that's great too.
Makes sense. I assume internships were also a valuable asset in that time.
Internships, apprenticeships. So an apprenticeship, I'll just explain a little bit. I don't know if you guys care. So an apprenticeship is you go to a theater like Walnut Street Theater in Philadelphia, and you'll be able to do behind the scenes work. So you can work anywhere on the stage, they have an acting apprenticeship. So you're working in the rooms with everyone. You also get to do their kids shows, and you get to be in their main stages too. I mean, they're small parts, but you get to be in the room with equity professionals, which is like wonderful. An apprenticeship and an internship is very important, especially an internship if you're going to do like theater management. You're gonna want to do an internship at like a theater that's gonna give you the opportunity to look into their management.
Hey guys, so we are here ready to look at Dria's Instagram posts, and we are going to see what the story behind some of these photos and videos are.
Yay!
You ready to go?
Yeah, sure am. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
So what is the story behind this picture?
This is from our honors theater society called Alpha Psi Omega. So these are all my little. That's Hannah, Jess, Michael Buck, and Elizabeth Darrell. And oh my god, I love them so much. I'm from the talent tree, and I carefully chose my littles, and I just love them. Oh my god, they're so cute.
Moving on to the next one. This one is a little bit of a clip.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Do you want to explain what's going on in this video?
So, a year before this, I worked on Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS Cabaret. And it's a part of Rowan's Campus Players. It's a theater department club. And we decided to do something for our service hours. And we wanted to do something that showcased our talent as well as giving back to something that's so important. So junior year was great, and we team up with Alpha Psi Omega, and we do work with them. I'm on both boards, so it was very easy to do so. But so
the connections, it really helps.
It's so good. For my senior year, I decided to do a miscast, right? Is that right? Listen, everything's great. Yeah, I decided to do a miscast. And Equity Fights AIDS is so important to me because I do have people in my family with AIDS. And I think it's such an important cause, and I think what Broadway does with it is beautiful. So this is me and Caitlin Vaza, and we're singing Lily's Eyes from Secret Garden. And she's a class act. So getting to perform with her was lovely.
Is this charity still going on today?
It's still going on on Broadway. A lot of things are shut down, obviously, but as soon as things are brought back up, it'll happen again. I heard Jason Wiley took over this wonderful cabaret, and I know he's gonna do an amazing job.
So, let's move on to the next picture, and what is this colorful cast of characters?
This is called In America, that is to say nowhere. It's an original devised piece done by Melanie Stewart and Brian Grace Duff. This show was basically about our current administration.
Let's move on to the next picture.
Oh my god. All of these are gonna make me cry. I had the great opportunity to be in the first main stage, which was a Samuel Beckett piece. So we got to perform two shows essentially, and this one was called Company. It was a Samuel Beckett pro, all of his pros, and we made it into this avant-garde theater experience. I mean, you were laying on the floor in like this meditative state, you had blindfolds on, and I was an angel. I mean, like most of the students were angels. So we would go and we would guide you through this beautiful meditation about birth, like rebirth and death and the cycle of life.
All right, one more section to go. Let's see how this goes. If you got to meet your younger self, let's set up the scene here. You wake up in an astral plane, and you are walking through the stars, and down the street you see your younger self, and you get 2 minutes to give them any advice you can give in that time. What would you do?
Focus on your career. Your career is important. You're not as good of a singer as you think you are. Work on it. Work every single day until you become the best you can be. I was very lazy when I was younger, and I really regret it as my older self.
All right. Now, do you have any thoughts for the future?
So before the pandemic, I was music directing Sweeney Todd at Riverfront Community Players with my friend Charlie Barney, who also graduated from Rowan. And that was gonna be really exciting. It was gonna be like more of a teen show, so like teen and young adults, and we were gonna help teach them. And then I was also gonna do a summer camp where I was gonna music direct Frozen Junior, which was gonna be so awesome. But
People love Frozen.
People love Frozen. But of course that was canceled. We're gonna move it to the winter, and we're gonna do a winter program of Frozen Junior, and I'm gonna give private voice lessons to a lot of the kids for that.
All right. I'm pretty sure that's all we got.
Awesome, thank you so much. This was fun.
No problem. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us. Hey everybody, we are back with Talent B. Talent B today is Mr. Carrie Jules. Carrie, say hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Alright, for those of you who don't know, Carrie is another performing arts major. Would you like to tell us a bit more about yourself?
Sure, I graduated class of 2019 last May with Rowan University. I had a concentration in musical theater / acting and directing, as well as a minor in advertisement.
Alright, so we got a few questions for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright. What do you feel like were some good steps to take in order to prepare for your life after graduation?
Definitely just knowing that you're not going to have everything together, and don't expect yourself to. Just take a day at a time. Honestly, I'm very ambitious. And so I was very much like, I'm going to just do this and do this and do that. And it really took myself a lot of failures and different things like that for me to say, okay, you know what, let me just take my life one day at a time, one audition at a time, one step at a time, and, just consistently move through life, not try to rush anything. That's really what's going to get you through, because there's no formula for life after graduating. There's no guarantee that you're going to book a show or, get a full salary job. It's just kind of take a day at a time, know that you're going to get to where you need to get to if you have the hard work and determination.
Do you have any steps that you regret not taking during your time at Rowan?
Oh, absolutely. I was very ambitious in terms of the things that I did while I was in school. I wanted to do every show. I wanted to be in 3 things at once if I could. If you're going to cast me in 3 shows at once, I'm going to be in 3 shows at once. But, and that's a great thing to have. But the biggest thing that I regretted was I had to turn down a lot of opportunities outside of school because I was always busy in school doing extracurriculars or doing 3 or 2 or however many projects at one time. So I wish I would have been able to do a lot more outside of school, because I booked after graduation, thankfully, and a lot of people aren't blessed with that opportunity. But I wish I would have been able to book while in school. I don't know, where would I be?
Do you have any advice that you would give to somebody trying to book a job?
Yes. The one piece of advice I can give to you if you're trying to book musical theater or theater work in general is to audition. Child, you will, no matter how talented you are, no matter how high you can belt, no matter how high you can kick your face, you need to be auditioning. If you're not auditioning, you're not booking, period. Until you get to Patti LuPone status where they're calling you in for these roles and just telling you to come in and read a script, you need to be grinding, pounding that pavement, missing those classes, talking to your professors to get to these auditions. That's one thing that, while in school, I was nervous. You don't want to miss too many classes. They give you 6 absences or 3 absences and then you fail or something like that, And Rowan specifically was all the way by Philadelphia, not nowhere near New York, which is like the prime scene for theater and musical theater specifically. It's not like I can duck out and come right back. You have to like miss a whole day of class, but you have to just do what you got to do, honestly, because these jobs are out there and they want you, and you can book them. But you got to audition. You can't book if you don't audition. So yeah, that's my only piece of advice. I'm not going to tell anyone how to sing, how to dance, what they're looking for, whatever. You don't even know any of that. None of that even matters. You just have to go into the room.
Right after this, we are going to be going over reminiscing some of Carrie's old shows that he has been in, and we are gonna hear some stories about them. In a nutshell, how would you say your own life post-graduation has been?
In a nutshell, it's been crazy. I mean, first of all, okay, so literally, like, I graduate, I think graduation was May 15th, if I'm correct. And like May 16th, I had an audition for a show out in Philadelphia. So I literally pack up my entire dorm room and I drive to Philadelphia, audition, and then come home. Don't hear anything back for like months, okay? Then I auditioned for Dreamgirls, the international tour. I booked that, and then, but at the time I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get a regular job, do the regular thing, maybe not perform for a few months and just get my money together because Sally Mae is gonna knock on my door pretty soon, and I'm gonna have to pay these loans. But I got fortunate enough to book Dreamgirls, and then, so I had to quit my job, and then, maybe like a week after booking Dreamgirls, I booked that show that I auditioned for in Philly too. So I was like, oh, okay, like 2 shows. Right, and so I was able to do both. Luckily, I was able to do both shows. The first show took me to Philly and then took me to Provincetown, Massachusetts. And then literally the day after getting back from Provincetown, Massachusetts, had to go straight into rehearsals for Dreamgirls in New York City, which we then went all over the world and had a great time. So post-grad life has been pretty crazy. I mean, I went from like only visiting Canada like once when I was like 7 to going to like Jamaica, going to Asia, Thailand. I mean, like it's insane. It's been great.
Well, we have one more segment. After we take a little bit of a breather, we're going to be reading you some of the theater performing arts faculty's questions.
Okay, cool.
All right, we're back, and still with Carrie, we are going to be taking some questions from the theater department. All of these questions, the people who ask them will remain anonymous. And here we go. What was your favorite show that you worked on during your time at Rowan?
My favorite show was Making Trouble. I think I kind of talked about that a little bit. Was the dancing and things like that. That was my favorite show to be in, I'll say.
Who is your favorite teacher in the department?
The answer, I'm gonna blankly just say that I love Liz Hostetter. Dr. Liz Hostetter is thebombdiggity.com.org.net.edu. She only taught me once. I only had her freshman year fall semester, like right out the gate. And it wasn't about her teaching style. It wasn't anything extraordinary that she did in the classroom. It was the person who she was outside of the classroom. And she, at the time when I was there, she was the chair of the department. And so her office was always accessible, and it was just always, no matter what you were going through, whether you want to talk about rehearsals or your best friend or a breakup or whatever, she was just always there to listen. And the relationship for us transcended teacher-student. It really felt like we were homegirls, and that I was excited to kind of step into her office in the morning when I was like on my way to like theater history. I was like, hey, Liz girl, what's up? Let me catch you in the 15 minutes that you got, so we can chat about my day. Love Dr. Liz. And I actually have gone back to see her after graduating. So
That is is all that we have. So, thank you, Carrie, for joining us today, taking the time out of your day to give some advice and give some words to the current performing arts and maybe even future. And with that, we conclude our first episode of Most of the Post. What major would you like to see us cover next? Do you have anybody you would like to see us interview? If so, get us in contact with them. We'll see what we can do. And with that, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week.